Welcome back to another episode of Let Us Be Sustainable. I'm Frank, and today's Dahlia update is a tour of what's going on since the last time you've seen the Dahlia patch. The last video you saw was me working in the dark trying to find the culprit that was eating one of the dahlias. And let's flip around and see how that dahlia is doing. It's midday and the heat is really bad. It's one of the reasons why this great tarp is down, to reflect most of this heat back out, because it makes the dahlias droop. See, like that. But past a couple of hours, when it gets a little cooler, they will perk right back up. They've been watered. You can see that their soil is damp. Like this one perked right back up. It was drooping earlier. And this is the one that was being eaten by the cutworm. It has no more damage to the young leaves. So I think we've solved the problem for now. You know, let's see what's going on. I think this is the heat making it curl up. Once it gets enough water into its system, it will uncurl. Other than that, they seem to be growing. They're budding out. I think they're getting ready to bloom. Look at the height on this one. It's one of the taller dahlias that we have on the patch here. And mind you, these were started back in March. March 12th, I think. March something. And these here were started back in February. And this one isn't doing much of anything. It's just completely stunted. Yes, it was attacked by aphids. I didn't know what was going on until I figured it out. And that's all it's done. It's maybe 4 inches off the ground. That's all it's done. And that's a boom boom seedling. I'm like, I don't know about that. That thing is miniature. So I don't know if I even want to see this one bloom. It's a waste of space, if you ask me. But I mean, if it has a nice bloom, it'd be a nice little border dahlia that someone can use in their in a window box. So that's something to consider. The taller ones are the ones I really want to look after, like this one and this one. It's a really tall stem, but the bud, if I can focus on the bud here, is facing downward. I'm not too crazy about that. I'm hoping that it will erect itself when it's ready to bloom. I like the fact that it has a long stem, which would be great for cut flower production. But okay, it remains to be seen. It all depends on how this blooms. I am liking that it has the red even on the covers of the petals. So it's got to be some kind of yellow or orange or red flower, maybe even pink. So let's see how that one does. This one's also blooming, but it's also short. Blooming, but also short. This one is tall. The bud is right in there. I don't know if you can see that. Like it. It's tall. Would make a nice cut flower if the bloom is ideal. Let's see what we got. This one looks like it's being chewed. So what I'm going to do with this one is I am going to isolate it from the rest of the patch here. I'm going to move it over to the deck. And later on tonight, I'm going to see what it is that it's using it as a salad, because look, it's, I don't know if you can see that. It's really chewing it up. So I'm gonna isolate this one, put it on the porch tonight, and tonight when I come back, I'm gonna see what's crawling out of this at night. If it's another cutworm, we'll get rid of it. It'll spring back. It doesn't seem to be hurting the bloom yet, you know, but I don't want to get to that point. If it springs back, it springs back. Let's see how it does when I find out what the culprit is. They're all blooming. They're all ready to bloom. They all got buds on them. That's impressive. I mean, I'm not too crazy about the heights. All of these Boom Boom seedlings are short. They are truly short. I thought they would be taller by now, because Boom Boom is a nice size length dahlia. These are relatively small. So are the Sylvias. The Sylvias are kind of tiny too. Don't know what's going on. They got the same fertilizer that those got. So, don't know what's going on. It got to be the cross I made. The cross was a short variety, I guess. But I thought that tall was dominant. See, this is what I don't understand when they tell you tall is dominant. No, not by these seedlings. They got the same soil amendments. Nothing's different. So let's see what's going on. Over here are the overwintered tubers and some new ones that I've added for the crosses that I will be making this year. Got that all potted up. These are coming up. The problem I'm running into it now is that these are ahead of these in bloom time. Because you want to be able to cross something, but if it's not ready blooming, I got a problem. So dahlias do what they want to do. I tell you, they're kind of a bit of a diva. They don't always work the way you want to work, so you got to resort to a plan B. So depending on what's blooming, I will be crossing. I will add another piece of the video in regards to this tonight to find out what's going on there. Other than that, this is what the dahlia patch is looking like. I have to stake the tall ones with a bamboo stake. I will be staking these as soon as I pot them all up, because I still got 44 more to go. And then I'm going to arrange them by the color coordination the way I want to be cross-pollinated. And hopefully they will bloom at the same exact time, because then my plan is a bust. So this is it. I'll be back in a bit with the nighttime video. So I'll be back. So here's the dahlia. I've isolated it. It's on my porch. And we will inspect this. Well, I will inspect this with you guys viewing what is using this as a salad bowl. I mean, because it's devouring it. It's really bad. I know that it had aphids, but the ladybug nymphs took care of that. You know, so it did well there, but then something else. There's something else really chewing it. I see that there are, I don't know if I can on them with this. Can you see them? Those are garden, well, greenhouse millipedes, I mean, they eat organic matter, like rotting organic matter. I don't really think they go after the greenery. But if any of you guys know, let me know so that I can take care of that problem. I don't want to get rid of beneficial pests if that's the case, because they can crawl up to here, but they eat decaying matter. I don't know if they would eat greenery, and not to this extent. This looks more like the work of a cutworm. But we'll find out tonight. Tonight I'll come back and I'll take out the flashlight like I did on the last video and see if that's the culprit. Because something got to give. Because my last alternative, my last thing for this would be to add diatomaceous earth to the soil line, and that would eradicate whatever it is that's going to crawl up this to eat it as a salad. But other than that, that would be my last line of defense. I'd much rather keep the beneficial insects because they help me keep everything in check. And hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it. So I'll see you guys tonight. Okay, so it's 3:30 in the morning and I am back out here looking to see if there is anything out here that is continuously eating this dahlia. And I don't see anything. Am I not seeing it? Okay, so I'm beginning to think that it could be slugs that are attacking this dahlia, and since I moved it, I don't think they are able to find it. Because at this point, I don't see anything. I know that I'm half asleep, but still, it is 3:30 in the morning. But nothing. Let me zoom in, make sure that I am not missing anything, and I'll look at this videotape later, or this video clipping closely to see if I am missing anything. But nothing. You guys see anything? Put it in the comments, but I don't see anything. The only thing I do see are these things, but they're at the bottom of the grow bag. I don't see anything. Not even underneath the leaves. So, wait, what is that? Looks like a little fly. Yeah, that's out of there. Still nothing. So, okay, I have to say that there's nothing on this particular dahlia tonight, for that matter, that is eating it. So I am going to say that it had to be slugs, because there's nothing. Well, all right. I'll see you later on in the day when it's daylight. I'll be back. Okay, it's about 8 hours later than it was this morning, and I am no closer to finding out what was chewing this dahlia up. I'm leaning towards slugs to do this kind of damage, because if it was a cutworm, it would have crawled out of the soil and started munching on the leaves at night, and I didn't see it. It just isn't here. But you can see the damage is real. It's happening. Look, half this leaf is gone. And I don't know if slugs eat in this way, like, in straight lines. Look. So something is happening. But I was out here at 3 a.m. I was out here at 1 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. Something for 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning. And now it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And nothing. All I did see were the millipedes, but they eat dead matter. These leaves are nice and green. They don't show any sign of disease. They just chewed. So I'm leaning towards slugs. You guys have any suggestions or any ideas of what else could it be? Let me know. Comment, like, and subscribe. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you on the next one.